Hello everyone, the Snowman here, and today I want to go over some of the basic shots in the sport of tennis. Maybe you're picking up the sport for the first time, just started playing. The way I structured it, I have 8 main strokes that I want to go over today. So I'll go over what they are, when you might use them, some of the mechanics and the fundamentals behind them. And just bear with me, I do have demonstrations, and I am great at watching tennis, not so great at playing tennis, so just bear with the demonstrations. But these are the 8 major shots in tennis. All right, so to start us off, probably the most important shot in tennis, that is the serve, and it begins every point in a match. The serve is the only shot where a player has complete and total control. You serve behind the baseline, trying to land the ball in the opposite service box, alternating sides every point. And with the serve, 2 missed serves, it's a double fault. The other player gets a point. That doesn't include, though, what is called a let. When the serve hits the net and lands in the box, that's a let, essentially a free do-over. But yeah, the serve, you're tossing the ball in the air, jumping up, making contact at the highest point and following through. Next, I want to talk about ground strokes, and there's 2 main kinds of ground strokes, forehands and backhands. So for a forehand shot, you are holding the racket with your dominant hand, if you're right-handed, holding it with that right hand, getting ready in an open stance, rotating your hips, taking the racket back, and then accelerating the racket head, making contact with the ball, following through just like the serve. Just know that the forehand is a ground stroke hit with your dominant hand. Number 3 then, the backhand, very similar to the forehand. The only major difference is with the backhand, for your dominant hand, the palm is facing towards you, not away from you. So backhand can be hit as a two-hander or a one-hander. It's most commonly hit as a two-hander. I actually prefer the one-handed stroke though, probably because I was never really taught the correct way. But you know, my form is not the best. But yeah, with the backhand, got to wind up, contact, and follow through just like the forehand. Okay, another important stroke then in tennis is the volley. And the big difference between volleys and ground strokes is that volleys are hit out of the air before the ball lands on your side of the court. So technically you can play a volley anywhere on your side, but it's typically when a player is close to the net. Volleying is a very offensive, aggressive shot. You're trying to win a point quickly by reducing the amount of time your opponent has to react. And the best volleyers in the world have a very soft touch around the net. They want to be explosive and smooth at the same time. Number 5 is the overhead smash. Pretty similar to a serve, actually. It's a shot where the player makes contact with the ball when it's above their head. These are usually hit immediately following a high arcing miss hit or a defensive lob. And it's one of the toughest strokes to return because of the speed and power you're able to generate. Again, very similar to a serve. Then at number 6, we're getting a little more complex now. I have the drop shot. The drop shot can be hit with either a forehand or backhand grip, but it's designed to land as close to the net as possible while still going over. It's the drop shot, a great tactic when your opponent may have very deep court positioning or be a slower player. You just bloop a drop shot over and they can have trouble tracking that down. It's a very good shot if you want to end the rally quick. Then at 7, the slice has some similarities to the drop shot as well, although I would consider the dropper to be a more offensive stroke, the slice more defensive. And with the slice, it can be forehand or backhand. Causes the ball to spin backwards though, so more of that backspin like the drop shot. Slices are meant to stay low though, low to the ground, forcing your opponents to stretch to reach the ball, and pretty similar to the drop shot, but again, more of a defensive stroke. And it's kind of like a change-up, trying to elicit an error from your opponent. Then finally at number 8, you have the lob shot. Another defensive shot is designed to be hit when you're getting pushed back. Maybe your opponent is up close to the court. You can do a lob shot over your opponent. You may not have a really great play. You just got to launch a ball over your foe and try to reset the point. It's kind of like a last-ditch effort, or again, if your opponent is just up close to the net. You can hit winners off of lob shots, but most of the time they're designed to kind of just reset the point and kind of just get things back into a neutral rally. All right, so those are the 8 main basic shots in the game of tennis. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you found this useful, though, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll be back with more tennis videos soon. Cheers.